Good? All right.
Yo, welcome back to the Aqua Lounge podcast. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Today we got two special guests in the building today. And you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that they, you know what I'm saying, they drove a little bit out here. So I appreciate y'all coming down here, man.
Of course.
We got Jay Breezy and Tony McAvelli in the building.
Hell
yeah.
What's going on?
How you guys living?
Shit, good, man.
You just had a studio session? Yeah. That's dope.
Yeah, he sent me the beat like a couple days ago, and then niggas was just like, all right, bet. So
That's a random idea.
Yeah.
I just sent it to him and he locked it in.
You produce?
Nah, I don't produce, but I do produce. But
Yeah.
the beat that we did, I didn't produce on it. But,
Okay.
But you heard it.
I heard it and I just sent it to him,
Hell
and
yeah.
like 10 minutes later, he just like, yo, I got studio session locked in.
Shit, he knew it.
I was like,
Yeah.
What kind of beat is it? Is it like some trap shit or is it?
It's a drill beat.
Drill
but
beat,
The thing
okay,
about
dope.
it is like obviously I'm here because I dance and I get sturdy and shit, but I don't really rap on any drill beats at all. But this was like the first one I was like, nah, I gotta say, I gotta say some shit real quick.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's interesting. Wait, so you know what I'm saying? You, like you said, you get sturdy, but you're not really a drill rapper at all.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna say I'm not a drill rapper, but I definitely don't put out drill music.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could hop on drill beats if I wanted to. It's not like that, but I don't just go looking. I'm more of like a storyteller, like slow, like beat, monotone type. That's how I
he's a fucking artist, bro. He does whatever comes to his fucking mind. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
At the end of the
He just
day,
executes whatever he gets on. That's what we do.
Right.
That's what it's about.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's about getting that whatever you get, you know what I'm saying? If you inspired in some way, no matter what it is, really, and just being able to put it to the pavement, put it like pen to pad kind of thing, but whatever it is. But I kind of want to get into, you know what I'm saying, a little bit of your dance history. So when did it first begin? Like,
I mean, I basically came out the womb like with music like already like in me type shit, cause like my dad was always doing his own music. Like he always had his own like house studio type gig. You feel me? So from that point on, I would say like 5 years old really. I was dancing around the house and shit. And then I would say around like maybe 10 years old is when people actually started taking notice, and they were like, nah, you gotta like stick with that, like stay dancing. You know what I mean? That's gonna take you somewhere.
hell yeah. So it was more like, an overtime thing. It was just natural to you.
Yeah, because I got my pops was always playing Michael Jackson and like everybody else. So it was just like when he played it, he played a music video too. So he was like, yeah, you want to learn how to moonwalk? And then there were stories about him doing the same thing when he was 5 years old. You know what I'm saying? My grandma always used to tell me the story of him dancing butt naked in the house to Michael Jackson. Word. When he was a little kid, he used to do that. You know what I mean? So I always remember that, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Why don't I do the same shit? You know what I mean? Like, why not? You feel me?
So was your pops? He was singing, rapping, or was he producing?
Nah,
Like,
he was a rap. He was rapping, but he did Christian rap music. By the time I was born, at least, like he switched over.
okay, dope.
You know what I mean? When he had me, he switched his life. And, went the right way. You know what I'm saying? But it's dope though, because not a lot of people do that type of genre of music when it comes to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the rap game.
Hell yeah.
That's a hard like alley for the rap game. For
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Like you got Lecrae, you got T-Bone, like just to name a few, but it's you don't hear about them a lot. You know what I'm saying? They're not on the charts like that. You know what I mean? Lecrae is actually hitting charts. You know what I'm saying? But it hasn't been like that for a long time. You feel me? So I give my pops a little props right there. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it's actually fun. You said Lecrae, right?
Yeah.
I
know about all that music, bro. I'm telling you, I was put on.
Okay. Real quick. So I transferred high school my senior year to play ball at at a Christian school.
Yeah.
With my homie. And so, you know what I'm saying, it was very, like, we had chapel every single day, so it was a lot of that music, Lecrae, a lot of different stuff. And honestly, bro, like, I fell in love with the I don't even know how to say it. Like the music, obviously, but it was more the like the process behind it. Like, cause I was watching, like, it was like a lot of live music. You know what I'm saying? With like worship music, it's a lot of live stuff. So you know what I'm saying? So that name rings a very, very loud bell in my head.
Yeah, bro. Kirk Franklin, just to name like a couple of people that a lot of people on here might know off the top of my head. But you got Lecrae, Kirk Franklin, T-Bone. You got a couple other people I can't think of right now. But there's a lot of people that I was put on to as a young age because my dad was listening to all that music. You know what I'm saying? He would listen to everything. Don't get me wrong, but like most of the time when he was around me, that's what you would catch him listening to. You know what I mean? Like when it's Saturday,
Wait, these are what, Christian rappers. I'm not in tune. I don't.
yeah.
These are
All Christian,
rappers?
all Christian rappers.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
crazy.
it goes back to like songs that everybody knows, like ooh ah ooh.
Yeah,
My
like-
life be like ooh. That's a Christian song. You know what I'm saying? That's not.
Oh shit!
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's on a Christian
Yeah.
album. Like that's on a Christian rap album. You know what I'm saying? So like there's a lot of different like things that people don't know about that game. But like I give props to anybody who is in that game, and like now you'll catch on IG like a couple of the young, niggas out there now that they're rapping like that. You know what I'm saying? And like they'll post like, oh, let me see if you can drop a verse, without, using vulgar language or whatever. You know what I mean? So I give them props for it.
Hell yeah.
That's super interesting
That-
because I think kind of going back to your point, you were saying like not many people really know about it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not on the charts really, like because I mean it's not people. I mean you look at what's on the charts and it's about
it's not-
different shit, completely opposite from Christianity and
Yeah.
that type of thing, So I think that's probably has somewhat to do with people aren't.
like you don't really hear about them, but like you said, man, like gotta give them their props.
Yeah, for real.
They're speaking, you know what I'm saying? Talk about facts, like, like, so. Can you give me like an age where like I mean you knew you were good, you know what I'm saying, at dancing, like you,
Yeah.
like, but were eyes on you at a certain age where they were like, yo,
I mean, like, the thing about it for me is like, I'm not the one person that like jumps out and like puts myself out there. But like when I was a young kid, I was always out there, no matter who was around. You know what I mean? Because like everybody I was hanging out around with, we all did basically like the same shit. Whether like that guy was wild and he played football, I was wild dancing, playing basketball all the time, or whatever the case may be. We was all doing wild shit. So like, every time I went to schools, immediately the dance teacher, because I would always like when you would go the first day and you would tour with your parents or whatever to school, I would always hit the dance room. I would never talk to the teacher, not one bit. I would always just moonwalk across the floor and be like, all right, the floor is nice in here. You know what I mean?
Feeling
You
it
feel
out.
me? Like, nah, like
Yeah.
I was
They
for
probably
real
saw
though,
nothing
for real
like
though.
that. They were
Damn.
probably like, yo,
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
and then
That's
like,
the grounds.
for instance, I went to DeLand Middle School, because I'm originally from Florida, so I went to DeLand Middle School, DMS, shout them out, whatever. But the dance teacher saw me do that there, and she was like, "Oh, I want you a part of the dance class." To yada yada. But truth be told, I never took a class because I didn't like the music that everybody was dancing to at all the schools. Like every fucking year, bro. Like the songs were just like not it for me. I was just like, nah. So,
Yeah.
nah.
That was actually kind of one of my questions later on. So you have
Yeah.
you lessons? Like you've never?
Nah, I'm self-taught, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. And like right now, I'm on the road and to the path where I'm trying to build up to be a choreographer. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
a choreographer.
Yeah.
To put it more in terms, but so obviously I'm gonna take a couple more classes now that I'm grown up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because now I need it just to have the technical papers behind everything to when I open up my shop and I tell these people, yeah, I can teach a kid how to dance. Like.
Hell
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I have certifications now. Like, you can see that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm going to do what I have to do to get those certifications. Don't get me wrong, but
Mhm.
never been in a class to this day, to be honest.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, big up to you for real. Because that's, I mean, anything that's really if you're really good at something that's, most people would think that you would have lessons. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I thought
Appreciate that. I
that's
appreciate
why I asked the question because I was
Yeah.
A lot
like,
of people think like skill and shit like that is self-taught.
Yeah.
Well, not self-taught, but like you have lessons behind it, or you pay somebody to show you how to do it.
right.
So sometimes you can just be naturally talented.
Yeah,
so,
bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's-
saying?
that's
So
a
don't be like,
fact.
Show you shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I could relate a little bit with that because when I was younger, I played the drums, the drum set, right? So we actually played that together in like elementary school into middle school. But like for me, once I hit middle school and like literally like they were scheduling lessons for drums and I had to read the music like at that point I kind of like was like, yo, I don't want to do this. Like I can't read music. I'm not going to these lessons. Like it was just something that
But
didn't
you're
fit.
Way better than
I make
everybody,
beats,
like,
you know what I
you know,
mean?
But that's how
Yeah, I was
felt.
about
Yeah.
to say I could
That's-
100% relate
Yeah.
with that shit because in school, like I started off making beats before like rapping and stuff like that. I started making beats too. Like I used to sell my beats in high school and shit, $5
Word.
a CD.
Okay.
Hell yeah,
I was
bro.
hustling my shits, but when it came to like the lessons and like joining like band,
Yeah.
like I did that shit for like a week.
That's what I'm saying. That's how it was. Yeah.
Watching all those like the symbols and shit like that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do the sheet music shit.
Like I hated going to like the concerts
you
and
put me
shit.
behind a piano, like I
That's the
could
weird
freestyle
thing
you some
about me,
notes.
though.
Like I
Yeah.
could,
Exactly. It's in your, like you can hear
get
it.
behind a drum set. I'll freestyle you some.
Yeah, exactly.
Taps,
Right,
some hits,
right,
like, but-
right. What were you saying though?
That's
Yeah.
the weird thing about it, because like I never did take dance class, but I was definitely in band class throughout my whole entire middle school.
Okay.
Like no cap. Like I'm not gonna cap about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Dance
yeah.
class?
I was the best. I was the best one in there. You feel me?
What'd you
So
play?
what'd you
What'd you
play?
play?
I played everything from the brass side of
Oh,
the
shit.
instruments to percussion, basically. You know what I mean?
And
That's good
I'm
shit.
gonna tie it right back to you growing up, listening to all that music. Probably,
Yeah, bro.
right?
Like saxophones, like bro. Like when I was growing up, like young, like 5 to 8 years old. Like every Sunday morning, Saturday morning, when it was just me and my pops type shit, we'd be riding out. We'd be listening to like some either instrumentals, Christian rap, or like gospel music. But like with all three of those genres, you got every little aspect of instruments in there. So like I grew up loving saxophones before I even know what a saxophone was. You know what I'm saying? Just hearing that off the top of my ear, like that was just like, damn, what the fuck is that? Like,
I'm nice.
it's snapping. You know what I mean? Like. But, you know, from that, I took my chance, and I was like, fuck it, because I wanted to play drums in school, so, like, that's really why I joined. But then, like, I was like, fuck it, why don't I try playing something else? So then I went to trombone, did a little bit of trumpet, you know what I'm saying, played around with a couple, not the clarinet, but the xylophone, you know what I'm saying?
Shit.
Played around with a couple different shits, you know what I mean?
That's what I played in school too.
I marched.
Trombone, yeah.
Word?
Yeah. Actually,
Never
funny
again.
thing, too, 8th grade, because I went all 3 years to the same thing. And my music teacher, he fucked with me. Shout out Mr. Hinckley. But he let me make the cadence for the marching band that year. So like that whole like year, whenever we marched, whether it was for spring football or Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Because those were like the two big ones. We played my cadence when we were marching down. You know what I'm saying? So like
that was your whole.
that was I made
vision.
all. He
That's
told
crazy.
me go in the little because they had studios that you would go and practice your instrument in. So he was like, go in the studio, make a beat, whatever, do your thing, and then if it sounds good and everybody likes it, that plays the drums, we'll do it. So then I made it. It typed up, you know what I'm saying? Put the notes down, and then we
That's
did it that
sick.
year.
That's ill,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
It would
super
be
dope.
cool if you know they were still using it to this day. I
Yeah,
doubt
yeah,
it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But
No, bro.
you know what I mean.
What year did you graduate high school?
2017.
17. Okay. How about you?
2014.
2014. Okay.
We're
Yeah, 2015. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right around the
Mhm.
corner.
Yep. Yep. So one thing, like I know you said that like MJ, was one of your favorite guys, right? One of your favorite
I mean,
artists.
Yeah, he's a great. I'm gonna put it
Mhm.
like that. He's a great. You know what I'm saying? I do definitely have a couple favorite tracks by him, but like if we're talking favorite artists, you know what I'm saying, and everybody knows about me, I'm gonna have to say Breezy on that one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? 'Cause,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? That's what I basically grew up and watched at the same time
Mhm.
with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I grew up and I seen all the Michael Jackson videos, but I didn't grow up with that. You know,
Right,
I didn't grow
right.
up with that era.
Mhm.
So like all my moves, basically like you know how I am basically.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if we're talking in that sense,
Yeah.
it all comes off of that. You know, granted, Usher was there and a little piece here and there. You know what I mean? And you have a couple other people. Like this one kid, Jacob Lattimore, he put out a couple songs back when I was young, but the dude could like dance. In his music videos, bro, he was killing it.
That
Like
name sounds
literally,
familiar.
he was killing it.
I don't know who that is.
It was like cause I seen him off like one of the shows like Nickelodeon, Disney
Oh,
back then. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
But, like,
yeah.
Okay.
he ended up putting out music. I don't know if he like did anything
Yeah.
with it like for real, but he had
Oh,
a couple
maybe if
songs.
I saw his face, I
You know what
probably
I'm saying?
would know
You
who
probably
Yeah.
recognize it.
He
Yeah.
popped off with his dance moves though. Like his shit was fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to him. But like I grew up watching like mad dancers.
Mhm.
What's the one dude's name? Damn. I'm gonna think about it. While
Yeah,
this-
yeah,
while this
yeah.
is talking.
And one question I had, so like with the Chris Brown shit, so it's like, do you think that it was a combination of like, because of like obviously his dance moves are crazy,
Yeah.
and his voice is amazing, he could sing, you know, so was it like a combination of all of that, or that made him your favorite guy, or is it like the song, like his voice and his music, or is it the combination of the way he dances and the way he does his music and
I'm gonna be real. His music was always hitting. You know what I'm saying? And then what really like I guess put me on to him for real was when I seen the one YouTube video of him freestyling on Funk Flex. And I was like, oh nah, he raps too?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I bet. Like
Yeah, I remember.
I
was
really
surprised
fuck
when
with
I
him.
found out he-
And then
he
like
could
I
rap.
tapped into
Yeah.
like his history, where he's from, who he be around and all this. I was like, oh shit, word? Like, oh, he's really outside with it. Like,
Yeah.
all right, bet. Like,
'cause he could
I
fucking
fuck with
rap,
him like that.
like, he
You know what I
could
mean?
go,
Like,
yeah.
I was
And then,
taken
like,
back when I saw
he
him
was doing
freestyle.
other shit
Yeah.
too. Like nobody else was doing, you know, back in what I'd say from 2006 to at least like 2014, he was
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was he was the top guy. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
No
he
one
still is one of the top artists, but like he's not pushing out a lot of music anymore. But like bro, he was pushing out albums every fucking year. Nobody could stop him back then, bro. You know what I mean?
And all his
like,
shit was on the radio.
Yeah,
You know, like,
it was like every song he put out was different. Like you got Run It to fucking 3 times to fucking turn up the music, like, and then you got Don't Judge Me. Like all his shit is different. You know what I mean?
It is.
he's on that Metro album too that we were
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
before. Yeah.
Is it like I was thinking about this too? Like, is it hard to like compare dancers? Like, who's a better dancer?
As far as to what, me or like,
No. Just like not necessarily you. Just like, cause every dancer is like a little bit different, right?
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So, how do you like judge who's better than like Chris Brown and Michael Jackson? They're both wild good.
I mean, like that right there,
Like what?
because like I wish my pops was sitting right here too. 'Cause he would have loved that question right there.
Yeah.
Because I always joke around with him. But you know, as far as like here in Huntington, Breezy's up 1. Michael Flaxon is at 0. still to
That's a
this day.
fact.
If you know,
That's
you
a
know.
fact. If you know, you fucking
You know what
know.
I'm saying? But in real life though, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, like that to me, like if somebody was asking me like that for real, like who you think would win, you know what I mean? It's gonna have to be Michael Jackson, bro. Like at the end of the day, like no matter how you put it,
Fucking goat.
you know what I'm saying? He's the Mr. Miyagi, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like out of everything. So like, fuck all the backflips, fuck
Yeah.
all that. He's
Yeah.
still gonna wipe you clean when he walks.
Yeah, he's just
You
more
know what I'm saying?
acrobatic.
Just by him walking,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Acrobatic, but like still like
and,
foundation.
like
of
that's just
everything.
that's a hard truth right there. You know what I mean? Like you got to give your flowers to the generation above you, and plus that's basically the teacher of all this shit that we do now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
That's what the
Literally.
thing was. I was gonna say because, I mean, Breezy. I mean, Chris Breezy.
Yeah.
I mean, he got his shit from MJ.
I mean,
not-
there's,
not-
there's
you know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but his too was like he had MJ for a big inspiration, but then Usher was right there, shot like being his mentor type shit. So he had that as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mix of two. And then he put his own little spice on top. You know what I mean? So now it's him. You know what I mean? But don't get it twisted. It was MJ, then Usher, and then in my eyes, Chris Brown. You know what I mean?
It's almost like comparing like Jordan and LeBron, kind of in a way, because right, almost.
Nah, LeBron's
I
better.
mean,
Well, I would say Jordan, but
the only reason why
the
I agree to
basketball
disagree
keep me
on
out
that,
of
Yeah,
that.
I
yeah.
agree to disagree because
Yeah.
like, if you look at any sports, you got paper stats to look at, you got numbers to look at. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the dancing part goes, though, it's like judging somebody's art. Like every artist is different. Every artist is gonna have a different fan. Every artist is gonna have a different view on things. So you can't really do that
Right,
type
okay.
of
like look
system
at stats
with,
almost.
with dancing or any type of like art with that. You know what I
Okay.
mean? If you even with music, like you
Yeah.
can't really do that. You can go ahead and look at numbers for who has most plays or whatever, but like at the same time, like you could sit there and say, oh, 21 Savage doesn't have as many plays as Drake, but then your sister is right next to you listening to 21 Savage.
Mhm,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
Like,
right.
So
It's
kinda like you
opinionated.
gotta- it's
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
opinionated with it.
So
Okay.
so Tony, like, so you're a rapper.
Yes, sir.
When did what was the musical inspiration for you growing up?
My father, to be honest.
Word.
My dad was an artist growing up, so I was always around music. See my dad doing his little mixes, doing his thing. My dad was a dancehall artist, so
To the mic.
my dad was a dancehall artist. So
Word.
it was like he did reggae music.
Hell
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Back around the time where like dancehall was like really cracking around that time, 80s, 90s. Like my dad was all in the underground scenes, like restaurants downstairs in the basement with throwing underground parties. You know what I'm saying? $5 at the door, you get in. It's an underground party, nothing but dancehall vibes. You know what I'm saying? Jamaican vibes. Like,
That's
so
bro.
my dad, you know what I'm saying, they would just be handing around the mic, and my dad would just be emceeing, like whatever the DJ throws on, whatever beat he throws on, you just. So my dad used to do that type of shit like in the house.
Word.
So I would see him just like on the mic, just
You were
practicing
watching the whole thing.
So yeah, I'd be watching him
Yeah.
like, all right, and he would have like his little mixing board, and you know what I'm saying, he'd be leveling his vocals and shit like that. And so like, I seen that, and I was like, yo, I want to do that. Like when I grow up, I want to be I don't know if I wanted to be a rapper or if I wanted to be a producer at the time, but I knew I wanted to do music, like just from
There you
seeing
go.
it. So
So you knew it was that. How long
And
you
if-
been rapping? Oh my bad. I cut you
Nah,
off.
I just what I'm saying, I gotta put this out there.
Yeah.
For all y'all bozos out there that acting like y'all don't know my man's right here and who he is, stop that and go check his music out on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that. You feel me?
That's
And
dope.
go watch the new music video that's dropping tomorrow on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to my freedom members, all
Tomorrow,
that.
drops tomorrow.
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Tomorrow.
Tune in.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got much time. Y'all better tap
Tomorrow.
the fuck in. Yeah.
So
Hell yeah, bro.
I want to just ask you because we're producers.
Oh,
What do you,
nice,
what do you
nice.
use? What do you start using for producing?
I used hip hop EJ. I don't know. If you
Oh
know.
shit!
It was a fucking game back in the
They
day.
said that like it was an old school
Yeah,
Sega.
that shit is hip hop EJ. So boom,
Hell
nice
no.
story. So around the time, my uncle, I used to live in Delaware. I was born here in New York, but I used to live in Delaware, and my uncle drove to Delaware to visit us and just dropped it off to my dad. Like, I don't know what to do with this shit. You do something with it.
Oh shit!
So my dad was just fucking around with it, and he left the shit open on the computer, and I just walked behind the thing. And I just started fucking with it, and my dad just left me alone. Like, he was like,
You know what?
oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But like every day he saw like I was dedicated to the shit, so he really like left me alone with it. So that was the start to the point where like he started coming home, and I would realize like my dad's standing behind me, and he's like, "You made that?"
Oh shit!
And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "That shit sound good." Like, yo,
That's
so
dope. That's
he bought
dope.
me a keyboard. He went, but like that started my producing shit right there, and he would just
Word.
leave me alone. Just I'd be in my room for hours,
Just making shit.
just making shit.
That's sick.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So did you So it was a video game. You said.
It really it was like a computer software, but it was a game though.
Yeah,
It was
okay.
Like from Sony. It was like from PlayStation.
Really?
Some shit like that. If you look up Hip Hop EJ,
Yeah.
it's a Sony game like
Okay.
for PlayStation. But I had it like back when the like PC computers were big and fucking-
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It was that old on
Mhm.
Windows. Like I was
Yeah.
fucking around with that shit for all day. I forget to fucking eat. My mom would be like, "Yo, like take some time off.
You gotta go get-
You
go
hurt
get some
your eyes
breakfast."
behind a computer screen for so long.
You gotta go
Yeah.
outside.
Go outside. do something.
So did you stay on that or did
I
you?
stayed on it for a little bit. Then I moved back to New York.
Mhm.
I started going to Half Hollow Hill School District. I went to Candlewood Middle School. Shout out Mr. Gabino. Mr. Gabino was my general music teacher, and we would fuck around with GarageBand. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard of fucking GarageBand before until I came to Half Hollow Hills. I didn't know what the fuck that was.
Okay.
But we had Mac Lab. You know, like in school you had like a
Yeah,
lab
yeah.
class.
Mhm.
So he would bring us there, and he would throw on. He'd be like, everybody open up GarageBand, and he was like, I want you guys to create something and have it to me by the end of the period.
Yeah.
You were cooking.
So that was my time to
Yeah,
sit there
yeah.
and cook up. You know?
Yo, that's
Bro,
So,
I
like-
wish we had that.
Kids were taking their time, like making. I was making like 4 or 5 fucking beats. You know? Like,
Everyone was like half done.
Uh,
What do you mean we had?
We did.
We had music
Any-
class, but we.
no. Shout out Vincent Black.
What-
He had a class where he was using FL Studio.
see, I wish I had fucking
They were
FL
using
Studio.
FL. Like the old. They weren't making. Yeah.
No, we had a music class.
No,
I
but
remember
it
how
was
I was
all
in the
classic.
music.
I had a music class too, but we
Bro,
used GarageBand.
challenge
Like that's what they were
classes,
teaching us to
challenge.
use.
Because I remember our music class was just learning piano, basically.
No,
It was just a
This was like an electronic music class that
In-
he took
middle school, high school.
high school.
Really?
Yeah.
See, my shit was in middle school. I was in
Yeah.
Oh, that's
it was-
deep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy.
So
That's
like
crazy.
he just he was like out of everything I see you doing, he was like, I see that you take this class like very seriously.
Mhm.
So I remember Mr. Gabino telling me like I feel like one day you're gonna something's gonna come out of you one day. I don't know what it is, but he was like, I definitely see it in you. And again, shout out Mr. Gabino for that.
That's
But-
dope shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much gave me the introduction pretty much into like doing what I'm doing now.
Mhm.
Like,
Word.
I practiced every day on that
I
shit.
like what you got highlighted right there.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to the next question.
Yeah, we're gonna. You want to go?
You got it.
Yeah, no. I mean, so I kind of want to get into TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows what TikTok is, but like, what do you think really Like, why did it blow up so much? Like the dance part of it. Like the dance. Well, I mean, it started with dancing. You know what I'm saying? Dancing.
What? Yeah, like was
What
because
started it?
because I remember because I have a little sister, and I remember she was using this app. It was I think it was Musically it was called or something, and I think
Actually, that was out first.
that was the first. Yeah. So did it that turned into TikTok? I think right. Yeah.
The thing with that was like Musically was more of like the lip syncing part of it. So like basically, if you look good, and you know people fuck with the song that you chose to put on at that day, you were popular with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I feel like the start of TikTok, because even though you know not a lot of people were on TikTok like that when it first came out, I remember I want to say it was definitely after I graduated. At least that year I graduated when TikTok actually started like buzz. And my roommate's girlfriend at the time, her little brother actually had started popping off on TikTok. So he was coming to me like, bro, since TikTok has been out, everybody's been telling me to go on TikTok, post your videos on TikTok, like do all that.
Yeah.
But it just never was like the vibe for me, I'm not saying fuck TikTok, but at the same time, I'm saying fuck TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like
Doing it without it.
I wasn't.
I do it on
TikTok for a
IG
minute
now.
too,
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like to me, like IG is a better platform to do that and actually go somewhere with it. But at the same time, TikTok is still giving people those paths and those dreams to do what they want to do as well. So you can't hate on any other apps. But
I would say it's a knack for everybody. Like people have like their fan base on Instagram, and you got those people like got their fan bases on Facebook. Facebook is the one that blows me because I don't know how people still have fan bases on Facebook. And shit.
I mean, everybody still uses Facebook though. If they don't use it, it's on their phone.
It's crazy
You know what I'm
because
saying?
all
Yeah.
these other apps
And they
out
have an
now,
account.
Like,
Yeah, it's
saying?
actually kind of
Exactly.
fucked up.
You know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean?
I haven't been on Facebook in years, and it's on my
Facts.
phone.
No,
And you still have
Yeah.
their account.
Yeah.
Your account's not the same.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that still have
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But to answer that question, basically I feel like the reason why it popped off so much with the dance aspect is because most of the dances that first started coming out weren't even dances. They were just like little, hand gestures,
Yeah.
That's
movements
really
like that.
what it was.
So everybody could do it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what it is.
yeah, and plus like COVID hit. So like right after TikTok, first came out, we had that like couple years or whatever span of like cool, and then like COVID hit. So then once COVID hit, like, what else are those kids gonna do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I was even doing TikToks when COVID first hit. You know what I mean? Like, real shit.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a fact. We were locked in. We were making
I
beats
could
the
say I
whole
was
thing.
more locked in on my phone too. Me and him was like using Instagram and shit more that we would like.
Yeah, that's
In
what
the house.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what we
You
took
know
it
what I'm
seriously
saying?
with that. Yeah.
Social media was definitely.
Okay. So now, do you, in terms of like of the dances, like, so are you like kind of thinking like, all right, what's that? A new song pops up, like, all right, I gotta kind of see the trends and kind of see what this next move is, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, do you kind of take that upon yourself to like research that and like?
I mean, as far as like moves and stuff, not really. What I'll do is like I'll be on Instagram and like I'll be going through reels, and if I see something I like, then I'll be like, oh shit, all right, like that was actually dope. Let me see if I can incorporate that in my video next time. Or whatever, you know what I mean? But I don't really look at like trends, and like low key, I've been slacking as far as like keeping up with all that, just because young and dumb, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I had a little situation, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of took a break from the social media to make that situation a little happy, you feel me?
Yeah.
So I kind of fucked my little like traction up, you know what I'm saying? But even when I started and I actually had like the pool to do the views and shit I was doing, because shout out to Ron Suno, but he's actually the one that put me up there to begin with, because he actually reposted my first reel that I got started to, because I got started to his song, and like the whole video was like, say like this wall right here that's behind us or whatever, and it was a green screen. So my boy had put the whole music video of Ron Suno's song on the green screen for the video. So it was me getting sturdy in front of that big ass. And like the funniest thing too, because when Ron Suno posted it, he didn't post it like, oh, he got mad sturdy or he was like, is that a fucking TV? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
that's what everybody was worried about. Like,
was the
that
TV.
everybody
The
was
TV,
worried
the
about
fact.
that, bro.
Get a TV.
And you know how he's a comedian, so like that actually like hit me a little harder, because it was like, oh, it's not even that he's trying to promote me now. He's just really asking a question.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to be funny with it. You know what I'm saying? So I fucked with that. But yeah, shout out Ron Suno, because you got a nigga started with that. Facts.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So just kind of going off that, like, how did with that like that's got to feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
got to give
facts.
you some kind of confidence where, like, how long ago was this?
This was, I would say, around this time last year.
Okay,
man.
word. So it was
Yeah.
not that long ago at all.
Yeah, as far as like the IG views and stuff like that, I'm brand new to it right now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Still fresh, first year.
Word.
And like I still feel like I ain't do nothing. Like I got, I would say at least like 10 million views across the board, probably more now because I posted more videos. But at least like 3 or 4 videos that actually went up past 1 million views, you know what I'm saying? So like to me, I still don't feel like I did too much. There's still a lot more I could do, obviously, a lot more numbers I can run up, and we're going to get those numbers, believe that.
Get there.
But
That's a good starting point. I mean,
Yeah,
you fucking
facts.
hit that
Facts.
shit. That's crazy.
Yeah, for real. So like, do do you consider yourself like obviously you consider yourself a dancer like, but like do you consider yourself like more of a background dancer?
Like, have you ever
Like, you ever
done?
done background dancing?
Hell no.
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 Are you like against that?
If
Nah, he ain't no
I'm
background
not,
dancer.
I'm not the type. Like, and this is the thing too. Like the whole Michael Flaxen and Breezy thing that I said earlier. Like, you know, shout out to Ivy because you know I fuck with y'all. But I guess my boss didn't know that this was happening. But they had like a nice little Halloween party or whatever, right? It was a big thing, and I guess like these people that like had booked part of the restaurant or whatever had some dude Michael Jackson dressed up come in and do like a dance show or whatever. Now,
Horrible.
me being the type of person I am,
Horrible.
when I see like there's a dancing event going on, and this is why I say I can never be a backup dancer, I'm going to captivate the entire audience. I don't care who it is, where I'm at. That's just how I am. That's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? So basically, he went out, he did his thing. I seen that he was doing his thing. As soon as I saw it, I did my thing, and we'll leave it at that. I don't really have to get into it too much
When I
because
got my
everybody
cousin,
knows.
I
but-
said, Breezy, will you come out here, man?
you know what I mean? But
'Cause I don't know what he doing
Yeah.
out there, but you need to
Yeah.
go out there.
Definitely
Just
took
come
the
on.
spotlight.
Come out.
Definitely
come
took
out.
the spotlight, and like
Yeah.
it was to the point where my boss, he had, because I had like spun around, did like a little spin. My boss caught the opportunity to catch my attention, so he was like, "Breeze, you're taking the attention away from him. Come on." God damn, like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I got mad at them though, not for real, but I was like, "Yo, why did you have this man come up here? Like, you could have had me dressed."
Yeah,
up as Michael
yeah,
Jackson,"
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's the type of guy I am. I'm not saying that you know, there's nobody better than me or nothing like that, because obviously I wouldn't be working as hard as I am if I didn't think that. But at the end of the day, nah, I'm the person that's teaching the dance, and then I'm the person, you know what I mean, that's out there with it. You know what I mean? That's just how I am.
Let's say like that, and that's great shit. Let's say Chris Brown like hit you up and was like, "Yo, I saw your videos. I want you background dancing in my next video.
Oh shit.
Are you doing it?"
See, like that right there though.
You take the
You know what I
opportunity.
mean?
You can't do that.
Nah, he can though. He can though, because like in that instance, I would be like, yeah, of course I'm down, but I would do everything in my power to at least lead like the backup dancers.
And
'Cause,
show
like,
out.
He has like, you know, scenes where it's him dancing, but then like he'll not be in the whole group of people dancing. You know what I'm saying? So like I would be like, yo, all right, well if you fuck with me like that, like, you know, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. Let me try to show you what I could really do.
Yeah.
And, you know, put me in this type of, you know, projection of the video so that way I could, you know, show everybody else. You know what I mean? But I would definitely take that opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm not, you know, I'm a humble guy. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like at the end of the day. But if we're talking like my studio or just out and about, nah, I'm controlling that.
In like the music videos,
I
I
love it.
kind of see like
I love
like
that.
you were speaking, like Chris Brown's doing the dances, and then maybe he's out of the scene.
Yeah, like,
But then you see like a group of people, and there's one guy in the middle doing the dances.
Yeah.
Like that would be you type shit. Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
would go for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Hell yeah, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Dope.
awesome. So, when did Mob come about?
Okay.
Yeah. So because we saw that,
Yeah,
So
because you know
Speak
this
on
this
that.
when it get real, because you know I love doing the artistry part of life and you know being an artist and all that, but at the same time there is a different part of this, and that's the business part. So my first and foremost stands for men in business, and it's right here on me. You feel me?
Tight.
Solid. So at the end of the day, I want to say that you know officially Mob was created together as far as like all the founders, because we got 4 founders in it. I would say probably around your birthday last year, right?
Yeah.
As far as like everybody coming together and like putting it down on paper type shit.
Like, not gonna lie, like it was a time like we was all down bad. Like it was a very like
Oh, yeah.
hard time in everybody's life. So
3 years ago.
we got together
forget.
and we was like, yo, we gonna get ourselves out of this together. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we built ourselves like a group. You know what I'm saying? Like we all knew we was nice at something. He danced. I did music. You know, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Free my brother.
Freedom
My
Emma.
brother. He really wasn't into music like that. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. You going in the studio? So
And he's nice with it too. Like
yeah, like
a problem.
Yeah.
we just put
He's
the
a
whole
problem. So
put
that's
a
his
whole
little
group
brother.
together,
Yeah,
and we just made sure like we was in the studio every day, some way somehow. Like we got videos done, some way somehow. Like, and that's how the Mob pretty much got created. You know?
Shout out Chowder, you know what I'm saying? Big Don, shout out Chowder. Because basically, Mob, we have an entertainment service business. So basically, like how you guys have your studio here and you have another studio location, we would be the guys like for anybody who, you know, say we had some people touring or, you know, just people that want to start doing something. They don't know where to go. They don't have any connections. All right, so you come to us. How much you want to spend? All right, this much. All right, cool. You want a video? You want to record? You need a mix? You need a mask? All right, I'll send you to the right people. So like, you know, I used to be sending shout out my boy Spliffs too. If you ever need some good gas, you know what I'm saying, you can holler at him. But I used to, you know, try to get venues and spots for him to hold his events and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, we were tapped in with a lot of people to where it was a good networking environment for everybody. So, you know, me and Chowder one night put our heads together. After the group was created, we were like, all right, so how can we take this up to the next notch? Because all we did now is gave ourselves a name. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to do something with that.
Right.
So, you know, we stayed up for at least like 2 weeks straight. You know,
Tried to turn it more or less into a business.
You know what I mean? Because like
everything we did, we just put the mob stamp on it.
Right. Like I'm heavy on that. I'm heavy on that right now. You know what I mean? Because like he said, we were just that all down. You know what I mean? So like, we all want to be rappers. We all want to be this. We all want to be that. That's great. But at the end of the day,
need
to
money.
enter any of those
You
games,
need money.
you gotta have money. You know
Gotta
what I
have
mean?
money.
So we did that. We tapped in with because I'm also a brand ambassador for Black Hippie. Shout out Black Hippie.
I was gonna bring that up too. Yeah.
Yeah. That was going great. You know what I mean? That was cool to do because I would do all my videos and have new drip every time. You know what I'm saying? So like that was cool. Shout out to homie for holding it down like that. But
Hell yeah.
facts.
So as like a brand ambassador, so what do you do with that? Is it kind of you're just rocking their shit kind of in a way? Like
Yeah, I mean, like how it started, you know what I mean? I always fuck with his clothes to begin with. So like I actually came in as a regular customer and I was just like copping shit, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
But then like he was seeing like I was fucking with it and then like I was also trying to run up the views at that time on IG. So he was like, all right, boom, like why don't you wear this, post that, help me get views, help me get followers, and you do the same thing with your shit and we'll call it an even. And I was like, all right, bet. And at the time I didn't even have, I don't even think 2,000 followers, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm at 12.5 right now. But
Yeah, I was about to say.
when I had gotten to my peak of when I was doing my videos, I was at 15. You know what I'm saying? So I lost, you know, what's that, like 3,000, you know what I'm saying, over the time of me not
It was
posting.
more or less just a support thing, you know what I'm saying? You know, one of the homies got something. All right, let me get that. Like,
He was ready for it though.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people will fuck with you before you get started on whatever you're doing. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
He was definitely one. And shout out Trap Studios too, because they did a lot of shit for us as well. Shout out Claremont. You know
a lot of great songs I did came out that
A lot of
studio.
music.
A lot of great
music.
songs.
Word.
That's
Hell
good
yeah.
shit.
Shout out Trap Studio.
Yeah, that's a fact.
For real. So, I want to get into video games.
Oh yeah.
Because you said those were some of your hobbies, right?
Oh, yeah,
Smoking,
yeah,
video games.
Smoking.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, smoking for sure. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If we could have blazed one up right now, we would have been doing it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I'm really on FIFA most of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, you know, if anybody out there thinks they got it, hit me up.
My guy behind the boards over there.
PSN is JBreezy386. You heard? So there you go.
That guy's he's the COD god over here.
COD,
Like
you
COD?
got that. You got
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I'll hop on with you. You know what I'm saying? We could. You can carry me real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. But FIFA, sorry, I'm taking that trophy. Sacks. All right, cool.
So do you like stream like while you play or okay.
I'll stream FIFA when COVID first hit. I know he remembers because I used to like they would go outside all the time. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be outside most of the time with him, but like there was other times too where I was just like, nah, I'm playing GTA or whatever because I would do RP. You know what I'm saying? So I'd be role playing in GTA, and that shit's fire because like you actually have to be whatever fuck you are. You can't just hop on GTA and just do whatever fuck you want. You got a role to play. So like that shit would be fire to do. So I was just doing that for like, what'd you say, like a good 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. See, that's fire.
Playing that shit. Yeah.
That's like taking
Kept you occupied. You found
Because it
something.
was COVID, bro. Like I wasn't trying to be outside like all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of those people. Like, don't get me wrong. If my brother's like, yo, pop out, then I'm popping out. You know what I'm saying? But like, if it's not like an actual event or like we're actually doing something productive, and I really don't feel like doing it, I'm not coming out, bro. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna play my video game and just call it a night. You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
hear that. Yeah.
What about you, Tony? You game?
I don't game at all.
No,
No.
Absolutely not.
no, you're not.
Except for the game that you're making beats on. That's the only game.
Yeah, that's
you
the
play.
only
back in the day. Back in the day, that started everything now.
Yeah.
But nah, he even knows that. Like
This man had a whole Xbox and didn't play
I
not
ain't
one
shit.
game that he had
I
on
use
it.
my Xbox for like
That's me.
Netflix,
Until COVID
HBO,
came.
Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Like my Xbox was a TV. it was a fucking cable box. It wasn't.
I think like 2 years ago it was me. Like I bought the new Xbox and I literally played it like 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Like I
I fucks with GTA though. Like,
yeah.
I'll
yeah.
play some GTA, but I'm like probably like dumb high. And I'm just like zoned out. Just
See,
doing
for
dumb
me, that
shit.
shit's like a stress reliever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially because I worked in the restaurant industry.
Him and I used to run the missions. Like we used to do that a lot. Like
Yeah.
we used to live together. So he would just be like, just toss me the controller, and we'd be like, yo, we're gonna do some heists on GTA. I got nothing else to do. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, whatever. But that's probably the most I got into fucking video games. That's about it.
Eventually, I took my Xbox from my crib and I was like, all right, I'm putting this too because I don't use this, so we'll have it in the studio. But the game that I do play, if I'm playing, is Skate 3. That's the shit.
Nah,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not.
That's
When
good
I
too.
was like,
That's
when I
good.
was
That's
younger,
good
I
too.
used to fuck with Skate 2.
Okay,
My,
yeah,
my
yep.
cousin had
Back
that
in
shit
the
on
day,
PS2.
Mhm.
I used to
PS1 or
skate.
PS2, one of them.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, that was the shit.
Not,
Hell yeah.
nothing serious, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I used to be riding the boards like that.
Yeah.
I used to think I was the little Tony Hawk or whatever.
Mhm.
Man said Lil Tony Hawk.
Skate 4 is coming soon, by the way.
Nigel
so.
Houston, shout out him.
Yeah,
That
he's
doing his
fucking the GOAT,
thing.
bro.
Word.
That's
so
a
wait, I
fact.
kind of want to go and kind of talk about streaming a little bit because that's
Yeah,
also
facts.
something that's been, I mean, huge.
Yeah, everybody's. If
You
you're
know?
not streaming, like, what are you doing now?
Yeah, like so. I mean, we're live right now. Like,
Yeah, shout out Sinkers for
Thank you.
having me on here.
Thank you.
You know what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? And my cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
appreciate you for coming down, man.
Of
for real.
course.
Always, no doubt.
So like, where do you? I mean, it's only gonna get bigger with the streaming and stuff. I mean, this
Right.
esports and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, if the opportunity presented itself for you to like do that, obviously, I mean, you would probably do it. But like, what is that something that you would like do? Like,
Hell
in
yeah.
terms of like,
Bro,
would
look,
you
if
drop
I could.
shit to like do that?
Hell, bro, are you, bro, what? And call my dad up as soon as I get that first check and be like, yo, so remember all them times you was telling me to get off the game? Yeah, I get paid to do that shit now.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Like, no
Yeah.
cap. Like,
Yeah,
I would love
yeah.
to do that. But
Hell yeah.
I always stay in tune with like EA Sports because they always have those, you know, E-leagues that they have, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So like, especially with like FIFA and shit, if I had the time and like I was up with my day, then I would actually be like, especially now, I could, you know, I would say I could compete with some of those people up there, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say I could, you know, wipe everybody out, but I could definitely be a contender, you know, with everybody that's in there, you know what I mean? And like that's something I would do. I wouldn't put myself in the position to be in their facility playing the game every day, all day. But I would be more of like PewDiePie or whatever. Like
Okay, yeah.
I'll be up there, but I'll be playing from my house type shit, straight
Right.
from my house or
Okay.
you know at the studio wherever. I'm
That's
at
kind of like
type
the
shit.
FaZe Clan shit, right?
Face Clan.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro. I mean, those dudes, they're living it up now.
Yeah, I mean,
Bro,
they're-
and that's the thing, bro. Like, even with like the apps, like, there's a lot of ways to get money out here. Don't ever think, you know, sitting at the house, you stuck on the couch, you don't have a way to get money because there's 10 ways just on that couch you can make money. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, you know, you just gotta open up your mind to different horizons and,
Mhm.
and try it out because you never know. Like, you could pop off with it one day. You know what I mean? I got up and just started putting my dance moves on camera for real,
Mhm.
and was like, let me be consistent for a little bit and see what happens. Ended up getting 15,000 followers. Stop being consistent. What happened? I lost 3,000
Slow down.
followers. So I'm living proof that literally all you got to do is try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, go to the next thing. But once you find out what works, what's your niche, stay consistent with it, and it's gonna flourish. You know what I mean?
That's
Facts.
fucking keys
That's
right
truth,
there.
man. I hope y'all better run that back.
Yeah, for real.
For real.
It seems simple, but I mean, it is simple, right?
It's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, but
Yeah.
the thing is like, you know, like even, you know, put it in a sense of like working a day job. You know what I'm saying? You know, you could want to be an electrician all you want. You know, after that first 3 years or whatever you're doing it, you're gonna get tired of going to work every day. But you got a bill to pay. You want that $60 an hour.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna do what? You're gonna wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning every fucking morning. You're gonna get your ass up. You're gonna
Get
go to work.
that shit.
It's
yeah.
more about discipline, and a lot of people don't have that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, that's something that I had to learn growing up because, you know, I grew outside of parental guidance as far as like me being, you know, young. I didn't really have that around, so like I was doing my own thing. So like I had to learn discipline too. Like, yo, bro, go work, bro.
Mhm.
You want money? You want to do this? You want to shorty? You want to go buy her shit? Like, go work.
Mm.
Nobody else gonna do it for you. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Yeah.
Definitely.
One thing quickly I wanted to go back to, because you said FIFA is like your thing, right? So
Facts.
did you play soccer when you were younger?
I did.
you?
I tried it when I was young. It was like with the Y, so I was probably like, because they only do up to like age 12 or something like that. So I was probably like 8 years old or something. But I didn't like it because the field that they had a whole bunch of ground wasp or bees. So like every 5 feet, we would run into a pile of them shits and they would come flying up.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I turned to my dad. I was like, if you don't get me back into the side, like, what the fuck? He's like, what? You know, as a young kid, he knew that's how I was looking.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, nah, you're not fucking with that. I was like, nah. And then that was the end of that.
Yeah.
But I always liked soccer, don't get me wrong. And like anytime you would catch me like out on the beach, you know, run past a couple of the homies, they, you know, playing, you know, whenever they're playing, I'll jump in real quick, you know, try to act like I know what I'm doing. But I stick with the controller on that one.
Okay.
Facts.
Was there other sports that you played though when,
Yeah,
I think you
definitely.
mentioned basketball, right?
I did play basketball when I was, I would say at least 10 to at least 14. And then I played football all the way through high school and up until junior year, basically.
Word. What position?
Everywhere. Word. Literally everywhere. I went to 3 different high schools. Okay, so I started off at DeLand High School because I went to DeLand Middle School. So I started off at DeLand High School, was training with them, and they had some D2, D1 prospects at the school, so their training shit was elite. So I got a chance to train with them for a year, then played JV with them, and they had me at running back, slot, and then on defense they would have me at corner. You know what I'm saying? So I would do that sometimes. Boom. Went to Pine Ridge because I ended up living with my uncle. You know what I'm saying, for a little bit. Played basically everything over there except QB, you know what I'm saying? But I was basically like everywhere on the whole field, you know what I mean? And then I went to Atlantic High, which is where I finished, and then I did everything plus QB at that school. Where?
So yeah, you were all over the place.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a fact.
Versatile type of dude. That's how I am with everything. Work,
Yeah.
you know, being an artist, basically anything I do, I can be versatile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. How about you, Tony? You play sports back when you were younger, or?
I tried doing track for a little bit.
Okay.
No, it wasn't track. It was fucking cross country.
Cross country,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So
Yeah.
fuck that.
Horrible.
I did that one time. Never went back. I tried out for baseball. Ball almost hit me in the eye. Fuck that. Then I did wrestling. I wrestled in high school. I finished
Okay.
wrestling, yeah.
Dope,
Hell yeah.
dope. That's good shit. Do you guys want to take a halftime real quick?
Little break.
Little break.
Yeah.
Do a little. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want
fuck
to smoke
it.
more? Yeah.
Let's do it.
All